Ladies and gentlemen, understanding is a fundamental aspect of human relationships and interactions. It requires patience, openness, and a willingness to see beyond immediate perceptions. Judgment, on the other hand, is often a reflexive reaction shaped by personal biases, societal norms, and past experiences. The difference between the two lies in the approach, whether one seeks to comprehend or merely categorize. In any situation, particularly in matters of personal preference, beliefs or behaviors, the choice between understanding and judgment defines the nature of our relationships and our own character. To cultivate a mindset of understanding rather than judgment is to embrace wisdom, emotional intelligence, and personal growth. The human mind is conditioned to judge. It is a survival mechanism that has been ingrained in us for centuries. Quick assessments once helped our ancestors determine threats and opportunities, and even today, snap judgments help us navigate daily life. However, while useful in certain contexts, judgment can be limiting, particularly in relationships and personal interactions. It creates barriers rather than bridges, reducing complex individuals and situations to simplistic labels. When we judge, we do so from our own perspective, shaped by our values, experiences, and emotions, which are not necessarily universal truths. Understanding, in contrast, requires us to step outside of ourselves and see the world from another's viewpoint. True understanding is rooted in empathy. To understand another person means to consider their experiences, motivations, and desires without immediately imposing our own interpretations on them. This does not mean agreement, nor does it require abandoning one's own beliefs. It simply means listening with an open mind, resisting the urge to react defensively or critically. When someone expresses a preference, opinion, or belief that differs from our own, the immediate reaction is often to judge, to categorize that preference as right or wrong based on our own standards. But what if instead we sought to understand? What if we asked, why does this matter to them? Or what experiences have shaped their perspective? Such questions open the door to deeper connections and more meaningful discussions. Understanding also requires humility. Judgment assumes a position of superiority, as if one perspective holds absolute truth, while others are flawed. However, no single person has complete knowledge or insight into another's life. Each individual carries a unique history, influenced by culture, upbringing, and personal experiences. What seems strange or unacceptable to one person may be completely natural and valid to another. Recognizing this fact allows us to approach differences with curiosity, rather than condemnation. It is easy to judge when one sees only the surface, but true understanding requires delving deeper. The ability to understand rather than judge is especially critical in close relationships. Whether romantic, familial, or platonic, relationships thrive on communication and respect. When a person expresses a preference, whether in lifestyle, personal interests, or intimate matters, judgment can create distance. If a response is dismissive or critical, it signals a lack of respect for the other person's individuality. Understanding, however, fosters connection. It allows for open conversations where both individuals feel valued and heard. This does not mean that all preferences must be accepted or embraced, but it does mean they should be acknowledged with respect. A person who cultivates understanding over judgment also gains greater self-awareness. Often, judgment stems from one's own insecurities, fears, or unresolved issues. When a person reacts negatively to someone else's preferences or choices, it is worth examining whether that reaction is rooted in personal discomfort rather than objective reasoning. For example, if one finds themselves judging another person's desires or behaviors, it may be an opportunity for self-reflection. What internal biases are at play? What assumptions are being made? By asking these questions, one not only develops empathy for others, but also gains insight into their own mind. Furthermore, understanding enhances emotional resilience. Judgment can lead to frustration, resentment, and strained relationships. When one constantly evaluates others through a rigid lens of right and wrong, disappointment is inevitable. People will always have differences, and expecting them to conform to a singular viewpoint is unrealistic. However, when one approaches interactions with understanding, they cultivate patience and adaptability. They learn to appreciate people as they are, rather than as they wish them to be. This shift in perspective reduces conflict and fosters inner peace. Understanding also promotes intellectual growth. A judgmental mind is a closed mind, one that assumes it already knows the answers. In contrast, an understanding mind remains open to learning. It recognizes that every interaction is an opportunity to expand one's perspective. Engaging with different viewpoints, even those that challenge one's own, leads to greater wisdom. The most profound insights often come from unexpected places, from ideas and experiences that initially seem foreign or even uncomfortable. To dismiss these outright through judgment is to deny oneself the chance to grow. Practicing understanding requires conscious effort. It is not always easy, especially in situations where emotions run high. However, small shifts in mindset can make a significant difference. One of the most effective ways to cultivate understanding is through active listening. Often, people listen not to understand but to respond. They prepare their rebuttals while the other person is still speaking, filtering words through their own biases. True listening involves setting aside preconceived notions and focusing entirely on the speaker's message. It means asking clarifying questions, acknowledging feelings, and seeking deeper meaning. Another key practice is suspending immediate reactions. Judgment is often impulsive, a reflex rather than a deliberate thought process. By pausing before responding to a situation, one gains the opportunity to consider alternative perspectives. Instead of saying, "This is wrong," or "I don't understand why someone would think that," one can ask, "What might lead someone to feel this way?" This simple shift transforms the nature of interactions, replacing defensiveness with curiosity. Additionally, exposure to diverse perspectives fosters understanding. Reading literature from different cultures, engaging in conversations with people from various backgrounds, and stepping outside of one's social bubble all contribute to a broader worldview. The more one is exposed to different ways of thinking, the less likely they are to react with judgment when encountering something unfamiliar. Knowledge dismantles prejudice, and experience deepens empathy. Ultimately, choosing understanding over judgment is a lifelong practice. It requires awareness, patience, and a willingness to challenge one's own assumptions. However, the rewards are immeasurable. Relationships become richer, personal growth accelerates, and inner peace becomes attainable. While judgment may provide a temporary sense of certainty, understanding offers something far greater: connection, wisdom, and the ability to navigate life with an open and compassionate heart. Self-control and composure are among the most valuable traits a person can cultivate. They are the foundation of wisdom, stability, and emotional strength, allowing individuals to navigate life with clarity and resilience. Self-control is the ability to regulate one's emotions, desires, and impulses, ensuring that reactions are guided by reason rather than momentary feelings. Composure, closely related, is the ability to remain calm and steady even in the face of adversity, conflict, or temptation. Together, they form the essence of inner strength, enabling individuals to maintain balance in a world that often seeks to disrupt it. A person who masters self-control does not allow external circumstances to dictate their emotions. They recognize that life is unpredictable, and while they cannot always control what happens to them, they can control how they respond. This distinction is crucial. Many people spend their lives reacting impulsively to situations, letting emotions dictate their actions and words. This often leads to regret, as decisions made in anger, fear, or desire tend to be short-sighted. A person with self-control, however, pauses before responding, assessing the situation with reason rather than emotion. They understand that emotions are fleeting, but the consequences of their actions can be long-lasting. Composure is the outward manifestation of self-control. It is the ability to remain calm in moments of stress, chaos, or provocation. When faced with adversity, many people panic, become defensive, or lash out. A composed individual, however, maintains their equilibrium. This does not mean they are indifferent or emotionless, but rather that they do not allow their emotions to overpower their judgment. Composure allows a person to think clearly even in difficult situations, ensuring that their responses align with their values and long-term goals. In relationships, both self-control and composure play a critical role. Every relationship, whether romantic, familial, or professional, involves moments of disagreement, frustration, and emotional intensity. Without self-control, a person may say things they later regret, act out of anger, or make decisions based on fleeting emotions, rather than rational thought. Composure ensures that, even in the heat of an argument, a person remains respectful and measured. It prevents conflicts from escalating unnecessarily and allows for productive discussions rather than destructive confrontations. People who lack these qualities often find themselves in cycles of conflict and regret, while those who develop them build stronger, more stable relationships. In moments of temptation, self-control becomes especially important. The ability to resist short-term gratification for long-term benefit is a defining trait of disciplined individuals. Many aspects of life require this kind of restraint, whether it be in diet, finances, personal habits, or moral choices. A person who indulges every impulse without thinking of the consequences may experience immediate pleasure, but will often suffer in the long run. Someone with self-control, however, considers the bigger picture. They resist the temptation to act on impulse because they understand that true fulfillment comes not from momentary pleasure, but from discipline and purpose. Composure is equally vital in moments of uncertainty or crisis. Life inevitably presents challenges, loss, failure, unexpected changes. In such moments, those who lack composure may become overwhelmed by fear or frustration. They may make rash decisions, react emotionally, or lose their sense of direction. Those who cultivate composure, however, approach difficulties with a steady mind. They acknowledge their emotions but do not allow them to dictate their actions. They focus on what they can control and accept what they cannot. This ability to remain calm under pressure not only helps them navigate their own struggles, but also allows them to be a source of stability for others. The development of self-control and composure requires practice. It is not an innate trait, but a skill that must be refined over time. One of the most effective ways to strengthen self-control is through mindfulness, the practice of becoming aware of one's thoughts, emotions, and impulses without immediately acting on them. By observing emotions rather than being consumed by them, a person gains the ability to respond with intention rather than react instinctively. Meditation, deep breathing, and self-reflection are powerful tools in this regard, helping individuals cultivate inner calm and emotional regulation. Another essential aspect of developing self-control is setting clear principles and values. When a person has a strong sense of what they stand for, they are less likely to be swayed by emotions or external pressures. They make decisions based on their core beliefs rather than temporary feelings. This clarity provides a guiding framework for action, ensuring that they remain steady even when faced with difficult choices. Discipline is also a key component of self-control. The ability to delay gratification, to persist in the face of difficulty, and to resist distractions requires practice. Small, daily acts of discipline, whether it be exercising, sticking to a schedule, or resisting unhealthy temptations, strengthen the mind's ability to maintain self-control in all areas of life. Over time, these small victories accumulate, leading to a profound sense of mastery over one's impulses. In the face of provocation, composure is tested. There will always be moments when others attempt to provoke a reaction, whether through words, actions, or circumstances beyond one's control. A person who lacks composure may react offensively, angrily, or emotionally. However, a composed individual remains unaffected by external provocations. They recognize that their peace of mind is within their own control and do not allow others to dictate their emotional state. They respond with measured words and actions, ensuring that their dignity remains intact. In professional settings, self-control and composure are invaluable. Many careers require the ability to remain calm under pressure, to think critically in stressful situations, and to interact with others in a composed and professional manner. Leaders in particular must cultivate these traits as they set the tone for those around them. A leader who lacks self-control may make impulsive decisions, create a volatile work environment, or damage relationships with colleagues and subordinates. A leader with composure, however, inspires confidence, earns respect, and makes thoughtful decisions that benefit the organization in the long run. In personal development, the ability to regulate emotions and maintain inner stability is essential for long-term success and fulfillment. Many people sabotage their own progress due to a lack of self-control, whether it be through procrastination, unhealthy habits, or self-destructive behaviors. Those who cultivate discipline and composure, however, stay committed to their goals even when motivation fades. They understand that success is not about fleeting bursts of inspiration, but about consistent effort and self-mastery. Self-control and composure also contribute to overall well-being. People who react impulsively, succumb to emotional outbursts, or allow stress to overwhelm them often experience higher levels of anxiety, regret, and dissatisfaction. In contrast, those who cultivate inner stability enjoy greater peace of mind. They are not easily disturbed by external circumstances because they have developed an internal foundation of strength. This does not mean they are immune to hardship or struggle, but rather that they navigate these challenges with grace and resilience. Ultimately, self-control and composure are not just about how one interacts with the world, but about how one governs oneself. They are the foundation of a strong character, enabling individuals to live with integrity, purpose, and peace. While the world around us may be chaotic, unpredictable, and often tempting, the ability to regulate one's thoughts, emotions, and actions provides a sense of inner freedom. Those who master these qualities do not merely react to life but take control of it, shaping their own destiny with wisdom and strength. Mutual respect is the foundation of any healthy and fulfilling relationship. It is the recognition of each person's individuality, autonomy, and worth. Whether in romantic relationships, friendships, familial bonds, or professional interactions, mutual respect creates an environment where both individuals feel valued, heard, and supported. Without respect, relationships become imbalanced, filled with conflict, resentment, and misunderstandings. When respect is present, however, people can communicate openly, trust one another, and build connections that endure challenges and differences. Respect begins with an understanding that every individual has their own thoughts, experiences, and perspectives. No two people are the same, and no one's beliefs or feelings are inherently superior to another's. Mutual respect means acknowledging these differences without trying to control, change, or diminish the other person. It allows both individuals to express themselves freely without fear of being dismissed, ridiculed, or invalidated. When people feel respected, they are more likely to be honest and open, leading to deeper and more meaningful interactions. One of the most important aspects of mutual respect is communication. Healthy relationships thrive on honest, clear, and respectful dialogue. This means listening actively, speaking with kindness, and addressing disagreements without hostility. When people respect one another, they do not resort to insults, passive aggression, or dismissive behavior. Instead, they engage in discussions with patience and understanding, even when they do not see eye to eye. Effective communication is not about proving who is right or wrong, but about expressing thoughts and emotions in a way that strengthens the relationship rather than damages it. Another key element of respect is recognizing boundaries. Every individual has personal limits regarding what they find acceptable in a relationship, whether it pertains to emotional needs, personal space, or core values. Mutual respect requires honoring these boundaries rather than ignoring or pushing past them. Disrespecting boundaries, whether intentionally or unintentionally, leads to discomfort and resentment. However, when both people respect each other's limits, they create a sense of safety and trust that allows the relationship to flourish. Trust and respect are deeply interconnected. Trust cannot exist without respect, and respect is strengthened by trust. When people respect each other, they do not engage in behaviors that betray or harm the relationship. They remain honest, reliable, and considerate, knowing that their actions have an impact on the other person. Trust is built over time, and when it is reinforced by respect, it becomes the foundation of a strong and enduring bond. Once trust is broken, it is difficult to rebuild, and often a lack of respect is at the root of the problem. Respect also plays a crucial role in conflict resolution. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but the way they are handled determines the strength of the bond. When respect is present, conflicts are approached with a mindset of understanding rather than hostility. People do not seek to belittle or overpower one another, but instead work toward a solution that honors both perspectives. They acknowledge each other's feelings and concerns without resorting to hurtful language or actions. Even when emotions run high, respect prevents conflicts from becoming destructive and instead turns them into opportunities for growth. In romantic relationships, mutual respect is essential for long-term happiness and stability. Love alone is not enough to sustain a relationship if respect is lacking. When partners respect each other, they support one another's ambitions, celebrate each other's achievements, and encourage personal growth. They do not seek to control or diminish each other, but instead uplift and inspire. In a respectful relationship, both individuals feel valued and appreciated for who they are, rather than being pressured to fit someone else's expectations. Respect in romantic relationships also means valuing emotional well-being. It involves being considerate of each other's feelings, avoiding behaviors that cause unnecessary pain, and taking responsibility for one's actions. A respectful partner does not manipulate, criticize, or take advantage of the other person. Instead, they communicate openly, offer support during difficult times, and make an effort to understand the other's needs and perspectives. When respect is present, love deepens, trust grows, and the relationship becomes a source of strength rather than stress. In friendships, respect allows for authentic and lasting connections. True friends respect each other's time, opinions, and choices, even if they do not always agree. They do not take advantage of one another or treat each other as disposable. Instead, they show appreciation, offer support, and maintain honesty. A friendship built on mutual respect does not involve competition, jealousy, or belittlement. Rather, it fosters encouragement, kindness, and understanding. When respect is absent, friendships become shallow, one-sided, or even toxic, leading to feelings of frustration and disappointment. Within families, respect is often assumed but not always practiced. Familial relationships can be complex, influenced by cultural expectations, generational differences, and personal experiences. True respect in a family means acknowledging each member's individuality, rather than imposing rigid expectations. Parents who respect their children listen to their thoughts and feelings, rather than dismissing them as insignificant. Children who respect their parents value their guidance while also maintaining their own sense of independence. Siblings who respect one another avoid unnecessary conflict and instead build strong, supportive relationships. When family members respect one another, the home becomes a place of safety, understanding, and love. Respect is equally vital in professional relationships. Workplaces function best when colleagues, managers, and employees respect one another. This includes acknowledging each person's contributions, treating others with courtesy, and creating an environment where everyone feels valued. Disrespect in the workplace, whether through favoritism, dismissiveness, or unprofessional behavior, leads to dissatisfaction, resentment, and decreased productivity. However, when mutual respect is present, collaboration thrives, morale improves, and individuals feel motivated to contribute their best efforts. One of the most challenging aspects of practicing respect is maintaining it, even when it is not reciprocated. It is easy to respect those who treat us well, but true respect is demonstrated when faced with difficult situations. Responding to disrespect with more disrespect only fuels negativity, while maintaining composure and integrity reflects true strength. This does not mean tolerating mistreatment, but rather upholding one's own values regardless of how others behave. When a person consistently treats others with respect, they set a standard for how they expect to be treated in return. Ultimately, mutual respect is not a passive quality, but an active practice. It requires mindfulness, effort, and a genuine appreciation for the dignity of others. It is not about agreeing on everything, but about valuing each other's perspectives and treating one another with kindness and consideration. Respect is what allows relationships to endure through challenges, evolve with time, and remain a source of fulfillment, rather than frustration. It is the key to building connections that are not only strong but also meaningful, enriching both individuals and the bond they share. Rationality plays a crucial role in shaping human thought, decision-making, and behavior. It is the ability to think logically, evaluate evidence objectively, and make decisions based on reason, rather than emotions or impulsive reactions. In all aspects of life, whether in personal relationships, professional environments, or societal structures, rationality provides a framework for stability, clarity, and progress. It allows individuals to navigate complex situations, resolve conflicts, and pursue meaningful goals with a clear and focused mind. Without rationality, decisions become driven by momentary feelings, biases, or misinformation, often leading to undesirable consequences. One of the most significant roles of rationality is in decision-making. Every day people are faced with choices, ranging from small, routine decisions to life-altering ones. Rational thinking ensures that these choices are made with careful consideration, rather than being dictated by fleeting emotions or social pressures. When individuals approach decisions rationally, they weigh the pros and cons, consider possible outcomes, and rely on logic rather than assumptions. This approach minimizes the likelihood of regret and ensures that actions align with long-term objectives rather than short-term impulses. A rational person does not let fear, anger, or excitement cloud their judgment, but instead takes a step back to analyze the situation objectively. In relationships, rationality helps in maintaining balance and understanding. Many conflicts arise due to misunderstandings, emotional reactions, or misinterpretations of intent. When people allow emotions to take over, they may say or do things they later regret. Rationality prevents such impulsive responses by encouraging individuals to think before reacting. It allows for clear communication, where concerns are expressed in a calm and thoughtful manner rather than through accusations or emotional outbursts. A rational approach to relationships ensures that conflicts are resolved through discussion and compromise rather than through heated arguments or avoidance. It also fosters respect and mutual understanding, as it encourages people to see things from different perspectives rather than being trapped in their own emotional viewpoint. Rationality is also essential in handling stress and adversity. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. When faced with difficult situations, people who rely on rational thinking are better equipped to manage their emotions and find effective solutions. Instead of being overwhelmed by fear or despair, they focus on what can be controlled and take practical steps to address the problem. Rationality provides resilience by allowing individuals to separate their feelings from the reality of the situation, ensuring that their actions are guided by reason rather than panic. It prevents overreaction and helps in maintaining composure during challenging times. In the professional world, rationality is a critical skill that determines success and efficiency. Workplaces require individuals to make decisions based on facts, logic, and practical considerations rather than personal biases or emotions. Leaders, in particular, must rely on rational thinking to make fair and effective decisions that benefit their teams and organizations. A rational leader does not let favoritism, ego, or impulsiveness dictate their actions, but instead relies on objective analysis. Rationality also fosters productivity, as it encourages people to focus on solutions rather than getting caught up in unnecessary conflicts or distractions. It ensures that workplace interactions remain professional and constructive, creating an environment where collaboration and innovation can thrive. Scientific and technological advancements are built on the foundation of rationality. The scientific method itself is based on logical reasoning, observation, and evidence-based conclusions. Without rational thought, humanity would not have progressed in fields such as medicine, engineering, and information technology. Rationality drives curiosity and problem-solving, allowing society to overcome challenges and improve the quality of life. It is the guiding force behind innovation, ensuring that discoveries and developments are based on facts rather than myths or superstitions. The ability to think critically and evaluate information objectively has allowed civilizations to evolve, adapt, and progress throughout history. Rationality also plays a fundamental role in ethical decision-making. Many moral dilemmas require careful consideration of consequences, principles, and the well-being of others. While emotions often influence moral judgments, rationality ensures that ethical decisions are made with fairness and consistency. It allows people to analyze situations objectively, weighing different perspectives and considering long-term effects, rather than acting on immediate emotional responses. Rational, ethical reasoning prevents impulsive or biased judgments, ensuring that fairness and justice are upheld in both personal and societal matters. Another important aspect of rationality is its ability to counter biases and misinformation. Human beings are naturally prone to cognitive biases, mental shortcuts that can lead to errors in judgment. These biases often arise from emotions, social influences, or preconceived notions rather than logical reasoning. Rationality helps individuals recognize and challenge these biases, ensuring that their beliefs and decisions are based on evidence rather than assumptions. In a world where misinformation spreads easily, rational thinking is essential for distinguishing truth from falsehood and making informed choices. Rationality also contributes to personal growth and self-improvement. People who think rationally are more likely to engage in self-reflection, analyze their own behaviors, and make necessary changes. Instead of being controlled by past mistakes or emotional baggage, they assess situations objectively and learn from their experiences. Rational individuals do not dwell on failures with self-pity, but instead focus on what can be learned and improved. This mindset leads to continuous personal development, as rational thinking encourages adaptability, self-discipline, and a commitment to lifelong learning. Despite its many benefits, rationality is not always easy to maintain. Human emotions are powerful and can often override logical thinking, especially in moments of stress, anger, or excitement. However, rationality is a skill that can be cultivated with practice. One effective way to develop rational thinking is through mindfulness, being aware of one's thoughts and emotions without being controlled by them. By pausing and analyzing situations objectively, individuals can make more thoughtful decisions rather than reacting impulsively. Engaging in critical thinking exercises, seeking diverse perspectives, and questioning assumptions also help strengthen rationality. While rationality is essential, it does not mean dismissing emotions entirely. Emotions provide valuable insights into human experiences and play a role in motivation, empathy, and creativity. The key is to strike a balance where emotions inform decisions, but do not control them. Rationality allows individuals to acknowledge their emotions without being overwhelmed by them, ensuring that their actions align with logic and reason. In a world filled with uncertainty, conflict, and constant change, rationality serves as a guiding force that enables individuals to navigate life with clarity and confidence. It helps in making informed decisions, fostering healthy relationships, managing challenges, and contributing to progress in all areas of life. The ability to think rationally is not just a cognitive skill, but a fundamental trait that shapes one's character, actions, and overall well-being. Those who embrace rationality are better equipped to handle the complexities of life with wisdom, integrity, and purpose. Desire is one of the most fundamental aspects of human nature, influencing thoughts, behaviors, and decisions in profound ways. It is the force that drives ambition, fuels creativity, and shapes relationships, yet it can also lead to suffering, dissatisfaction, and impulsive actions when left unchecked. Desire manifests in many forms, ranging from the basic physical needs for survival to the deep longing for personal fulfillment and meaning. It is present in every aspect of life, guiding people toward their goals while simultaneously creating inner conflicts between contentment and the pursuit of more. At its core, desire is an expression of longing, whether for material possessions, emotional connections, achievements, or experiences. It is what motivates people to strive for improvement, seek pleasure, and push beyond their limitations. Without desire, there would be little incentive to grow, explore, or innovate. It is the driving force behind human progress, inspiring individuals to pursue education, careers, relationships, and personal growth. Desire fuels ambition, encouraging people to set goals and work toward them, whether in the form of professional success, artistic expression, or self-improvement. However, desire is also inherently tied to dissatisfaction. The moment one desire is fulfilled, another often takes its place. This cycle of wanting and achieving only to want again is a defining characteristic of human existence. While achieving a goal or obtaining a desired object may bring temporary satisfaction, the feeling is often fleeting. Over time, new desires emerge, creating an endless pursuit of something more. This phenomenon can be seen in many aspects of life. People seek higher incomes, greater status, deeper relationships, or more thrilling experiences, yet complete fulfillment always seems just out of reach. The nature of desire is closely linked to human emotions. Some desires arise from deep emotional needs, such as the desire for love, belonging, or recognition. These desires often shape personal relationships and social interactions, influencing how people seek connection and validation from others. The longing for companionship, friendship, or romantic love stems from an innate need to feel understood and valued. When these desires are fulfilled, they bring a sense of happiness and security, but when unmet, they can lead to feelings of loneliness, rejection, or inadequacy. Other desires are more material or sensory in nature, driven by physical needs and pleasures. The desire for food, comfort, luxury, or entertainment is a fundamental part of human life. These desires can provide enjoyment and satisfaction, but they can also become sources of attachment and dependency. When people become overly fixated on material wealth, possessions, or external pleasures, they may find themselves in a constant state of wanting, unable to appreciate what they already have. The endless pursuit of material success can sometimes lead to stress, anxiety, or even ethical compromises in an attempt to achieve more. Desire is also influenced by external factors such as culture, society, and media. Modern society constantly reinforces certain desires through advertising, social norms, and expectations. People are encouraged to desire success, beauty, wealth, and status, often measuring their worth against external standards. Social media, in particular, has intensified the cycle of desire by presenting idealized images of lifestyles, relationships, and achievements, making individuals feel as if they are constantly lacking something. The pressure to fulfill these desires can create a sense of restlessness, as people compare themselves to others and feel the need to chase an ever-changing definition of success. There is also a distinction between desires that lead to growth and those that lead to suffering. Some desires are constructive, motivating individuals to pursue their passions, develop their skills, or contribute to society. These desires can lead to meaningful achievements and a sense of purpose. However, some desires can be destructive, leading to obsession, greed, or reckless behavior. The desire for power, control, or excessive pleasure can cause individuals to act selfishly or harmfully, either to themselves or others. When desire is not balanced with reason and self-awareness, it can lead to impulsive actions, addiction, or unethical decisions. The challenge of managing desire lies in understanding its nature and maintaining a sense of balance. While desire is a natural and necessary part of life, it must be approached with awareness and self-control. People who blindly follow their desires without reflection may find themselves constantly chasing happiness, but never truly attaining it. On the other hand, those who learn to regulate their desires can experience deeper contentment and fulfillment. This does not mean suppressing desire entirely, but rather understanding which desires are worth pursuing and which ones are fleeting or harmful. One way to gain control over desire is through self-discipline and mindfulness. Being aware of one's desires, questioning their origins, and evaluating their true significance can help in making more conscious decisions. Instead of acting impulsively on every want or craving, taking time to reflect on whether a particular desire aligns with long-term values and well-being can lead to wiser choices. Practicing gratitude is another way to manage desire, as it shifts focus from what is lacking to what is already present. When people appreciate what they have, they are less likely to be consumed by an endless pursuit of more. Desire also plays a significant role in spirituality and philosophy. Many traditions emphasize the importance of understanding and mastering desire rather than being controlled by it. In some schools of thought, desire is seen as a source of suffering because it creates attachment and restlessness. Philosophical perspectives, such as those found in Stoicism and Buddhism, teach that true happiness comes not from fulfilling every desire, but from cultivating inner peace and detachment from excessive cravings. Learning to distinguish between necessary and unnecessary desires can lead to greater emotional stability and freedom. At its deepest level, desire reflects the search for meaning and fulfillment. Beneath every material or emotional desire is often a deeper longing for purpose, connection, or understanding. People seek external achievements and pleasures because they believe these things will bring happiness, yet true fulfillment often comes from within. Recognizing that desire is a tool rather than an ultimate goal allows individuals to direct their energy toward meaningful pursuits, rather than fleeting satisfactions. The nature of desire is complex, shaping human experiences in both positive and negative ways. It is a force that drives progress and ambition, but also one that can lead to dissatisfaction and suffering when uncontrolled. The key to managing desire is not in eliminating it, but in understanding it, regulating it, and aligning it with a deeper sense of purpose. When approached with awareness and balance, desire can be a powerful force for growth, creativity, and fulfillment rather than a source of endless longing. Integrity is one of the most important qualities that define a person's character. It represents honesty, moral strength, and the ability to uphold principles even in difficult situations. A person with integrity does what is right, not because it is convenient or beneficial, but because it is the right thing to do. Integrity is the foundation of trust, credibility, and respect in both personal and professional relationships. It is not just about telling the truth, but also about maintaining consistency in words and actions, even when no one is watching. A life built on integrity leads to long-term fulfillment, self-respect, and strong connections with others. Integrity influences every aspect of life. In personal relationships, it ensures honesty, loyalty, and reliability. A person with integrity does not deceive, manipulate, or take advantage of others. Instead, they treat people with fairness and consideration, staying true to their word and commitments. Relationships thrive when they are built on trust, and trust cannot exist without integrity. When someone consistently acts with honesty and sincerity, they create an environment where open communication and mutual respect can flourish. Without integrity, relationships become fragile, marked by distrust, suspicion, and betrayal. In the workplace, integrity is a key factor in professional success and ethical leadership. Employees who act with integrity are dependable, responsible, and committed to their work. They do not cut corners, lie about their performance, or take credit for others' efforts. Instead, they uphold ethical standards, take responsibility for their mistakes, and strive to do their best. Employers value integrity because it fosters a healthy work environment, promotes teamwork, and builds a company's reputation. Leaders who demonstrate integrity earn the trust and respect of their teams, making them more effective in guiding and inspiring others. One of the most challenging aspects of integrity is maintaining it in the face of pressure or temptation. It is easy to be honest and ethical when there are no risks or consequences, but true integrity is tested in difficult moments. People often face situations where acting dishonestly might seem beneficial, whether it is lying to avoid punishment, taking advantage of an opportunity at someone else's expense, or compromising values for financial or social gain. However, compromising integrity for short-term benefits often leads to long-term regret. The moment a person sacrifices their values for convenience, they begin to lose self-respect and the trust of others. Integrity requires the strength to stand firm, even when it is difficult, unpopular, or disadvantageous. Integrity is not just about grand moral decisions, but also about small everyday choices. It is demonstrated in the way people speak, how they treat others, and the way they handle responsibilities. Being punctual, keeping promises, admitting mistakes, and treating others with respect are all signs of integrity. Even small acts of dishonesty, such as exaggerating achievements or making excuses, can slowly erode character over time. When a person practices integrity in daily life, it becomes a habit, shaping their overall character and reputation. Integrity also means staying true to oneself. It is about aligning actions with personal values and beliefs, rather than simply following external pressures or expectations. Many people struggle with the fear of judgment, wanting to fit in or gain approval from others. However, compromising one's principles for social acceptance leads to internal conflict and dissatisfaction. True integrity means having the courage to be authentic, to stand by one's beliefs, and to act in a way that reflects inner truth. It is not about being perfect, but about striving to be honest and consistent in all aspects of life. Another important aspect of integrity is accountability. A person with integrity does not shift blame, make excuses, or hide their failures. Instead, they take responsibility for their actions, acknowledging mistakes and working to correct them. Owning up to mistakes is a sign of strength, not weakness. It builds credibility and shows that a person values honesty over ego. People respect those who admit when they are wrong and take steps to improve, rather than those who try to cover up their faults. Integrity is about learning, growing, and continuously striving to be a better person. Society as a whole benefits when individuals uphold integrity. Injustice, corruption, and unethical behavior thrive in environments where integrity is lacking. When people in positions of power act dishonestly, it creates a culture of mistrust, instability, and harm. However, when integrity is prioritized, it fosters fairness, justice, and progress. Communities, organizations, and institutions are stronger when they are built on ethical principles and accountability. Each person's commitment to integrity contributes to a better society, setting an example for others and creating a culture of honesty and responsibility. Ultimately, integrity is not just a personal virtue but a guiding principle for life. It defines who a person is, how they interact with others, and how they navigate challenges. While maintaining integrity may not always be easy, it is always worth it. A life lived with integrity brings inner peace, strong relationships, and a sense of purpose. It is a commitment to truth, fairness, and self-respect, making it one of the most valuable qualities a person can possess. Integrity is the foundation upon which trust, respect, and authenticity are built. It is not just a virtue but a way of life that shapes character, influences decisions, and defines relationships. Choosing integrity above all means standing firm in one's principles, even when faced with adversity, temptation, or pressure. It is the commitment to truth, fairness, and accountability, regardless of circumstances. A person who upholds integrity does not seek shortcuts or compromise their values for temporary gain. They remain honest even when dishonesty appears easier, and they act with fairness even when unfairness might bring personal advantage. Integrity fosters self-respect and earns the respect of others, creating a reputation that speaks louder than words. It allows individuals to navigate life with confidence, knowing that their choices align with their principles. In a world where deception, compromise, and ethical dilemmas are common, integrity serves as a guiding light. It ensures that success is earned through merit rather than manipulation, that relationships are built on trust rather than pretense, and that personal fulfillment comes from doing what is right rather than what is convenient. Integrity is not always the easiest path, but it is the one that leads to lasting honor, self-respect, and true success. In the end, integrity is not just about what we do when others are watching, it is about who we are when no one is looking. It is the silent strength that defines character, the unwavering commitment to truth, and the legacy that endures long after actions are forgotten. When faced with a choice between compromise and principle, may we always choose integrity above all.